Hey, welcome to Painting Miniatures 101 Extended. As you saw in the Dice Tower board game breakfast. One, two. Hey, welcome to Painting Miniatures 101 Extended version. This is where we talk a little bit more than we could in that 2-minute segment. Today we talked about Alien vs. Predator: The Hunt Began. If you checked out on my channel, you might have saw that we did a live playthrough of it, and I also did a little bit of a painting bit on these aliens here, as you guys can see. Let's see, maybe we can get them in a little bit. I really went for the Geiger look, and it didn't come out too bad. The biggest problem that I found with them is that they are not very good miniatures, and with these legs as bendy and flimsy as they were, it was really hard to take a brush and move it around without feeling that you were going to pop them off and things. So with that said, you know, the miniatures aren't that great. Now the detail on them is absolutely stunning. I mean, we really enjoyed you know, I haven't finished painting them, but you know, I kind of just threw some paint on them a little bit, and you know, the sculpts, the detail, absolutely beautiful, but not the greatest of plastics to work with. So that's why I gave it a 5 out of 10 for a rating, as you'll see later in the video as I play all the as you see everything that I had taped for the segment. Now as far as it being a good game, it's a really fun game. We had a good time playing it. And with all the stuff that's coming out for it, I think it's a pretty good game. The problem is, you know, what's the name of this? Painting Miniatures 101. Is this something an amateur should be painting? No, I think you're going to find it very frustrating putting these together. You're going to find it very frustrating trying to get your brush around, and unless you have some experience in modeling, it's a very tough build, and it could end up frustrating. This is something that we're going to be doing every week, is that we're going to be looking at certain games and breaking the miniatures down and how they paint out, and playing them as well. So let's get to the footage and take a look at the models themselves. Now I've already opened up the box, but upon opening you'll see that it comes with some very simplified instructions on how to put these together, and it doesn't look like something that would be too complicated to do. But upon opening up, you'll see that there's a lot of flashing involved, and it's not as easy as it looks, as a lot of it seems to come pretty much complicated in that you're going to have to put 2 or 3 pieces together, as well as a lot of trimming, which could be a problem for a beginner. Even on the head pieces here, you'll see there is quite a bit of trim here that you're going to have to do, and if you don't have a good pair of cutting pliers, it will look bulky and out of place. As far as the detail of the actual miniatures, they're very good and very defined. The real problem comes down to, can you get it trimmed up, and is it worth your time to do so? The Predators, very defined, very good sculpts, and a good hard plastic so you don't get that bendy thing that usually goes on. And are only 2 pieces, but again, there's a ton of trimming that you have to do to get them to sit on the bases, such as the feet there and some of the arms, so making sure that they'll be able to connect together well. If you don't like gluing, this isn't going to be for you. If you don't mind gluing and putting them together, along with some of the Space Marines, which also are pretty simplified in the fact that they are only 2 pieces that go together. Putting this together and taking the time could be well worth it, as well as painting it. It is a 30mm, which is actually bigger than most games. This, I feel, is a good game. There's not a ton of miniatures, and there's enough for you to get started on if you want to get into the painting hobby, especially since the aliens are pretty much 1 to 2 colors. of shading and so forth. It's provided all the bases, and there's quite a bit that comes in here. So we'll be taking a real good look at this on an extended like we are right now. The Marines, as you can see, are also a good size, but again, plenty of trim, but very detailed and very well put together, very well molded. Again, the problem is, as you can see, I'm actually taking off some of the excess that comes with it, and that could be a real pain for the beginner. So let's go up top and let's get my final thoughts on these miniatures. There you go. That's it from Painting Miniatures 101 Extended for today. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. I hope you guys enjoy this segment, and we look forward to more Alien vs. Predator models that'll be coming out. Hopefully they're a little bit better quality, but you know, that's what you get when you back a Kickstarter. You never know what you're going to get. And fortunately, I got it retail. I was happy with it. You know, I read up a little bit about it, but it's a game that I'm enjoying so far, but I think they could have done a better job with the miniatures. But with that said, we've got plenty coming up this week. We're going to be working on our next project, which is Dungeon Saga. I hope you all enjoyed the 24-hour marathon. I finally feel somewhat recovered after that. I'm still able to get content out in the last couple of days, even though I was completely wiped. But with that said, that's it from Extended, and we'll see you next week on Painting Miniatures 101. See you later. Thanks for watching.